and I'm not going to lose any. Listen, I'm not going to lose any sleep if I'm not getting a birthday or Christmas card off Bernard Hopkins. All I'm caring about is at the end that he got beat. From the start, his classless comments, the white boy comments. The guy's got class. I'm proud of myself, not stooping to the same level. So, once I said the same comment, at the end of the day, boxing's a sport. I like to show sportsmanlike conduct to my opponent and respect. Am I going to lose any sleep if Hopkins didn't get me any? No. He's got to live with the fact he got beat. And that's the way it is. And regardless of what anybody says, the guy lost the fight. And that's all that matters in the history books.
What was the most important quality that enabled you to pull out a win when you weren't performing at your best?
You see, my heart, I laid it on the line. I always lay it on the line, He doesn't lay it on the line. At the end of the day, he put me down. Did he come after me? No. I would have went for the finish. And basically, he tried to steal the fight. I tried to win, he tried to steal the fight. He tried to steal the fight by holding on the inside, making it a negative fight, stopping my work, and at the same time stopped himself from doing anything. What matters to me, more than anything, that I had 12,000 of my own fans come all the way from Wales and England and Britain to support me.
When that final bell rung and you heard split decision, what was going through your mind at that point? It's difficult to say with all the adrenaline. I've had one split decision before. I felt I won the fight, and the same in this fight. I felt I won the fight, and I just, when they said 114, 113, I think it was to him, and they said it was a bigger gap. I think 115, 112. I thought that's about right. And then I think when they had 116, 111, I felt there's no way somebody could give the fight to him by 5 rounds. So obviously you're nervous, but obviously, what can I say? It's difficult to say what you're thinking. You don't think anything directly after the fight. You just pray, just hoping, pray to God that, that I won the fight. And I felt all along I would win. And when I had my hand raised, obviously just tremendous relief. And, it was great to see him out, my fans, my friends, my family, my kids. Bless them, they were a bit nervous. You can see them and a bit upset, but obviously happy. And what can I say? It's great. Biggest fight of your career, hardest fight of your career, how would you characterise it?
It was a difficult fight because of the situation, because I thought a fight like Hopkins, who's, has a style that doesn't gel with my style, he was allowed to get away with a lot. It's difficult to say, I wouldn't say Hopkins he's an awkward fighter, he's an intelligent fighter, but I wouldn't say he's the best fighter. I thought, no, he's not. I believe that if I had performed like I can perform, I could have stopped him. I just didn't perform up to what I can perform like. 100%, I just did not perform on the night. We're all human. Like I said before, you can't always have a Kessler and a Lacey performance. You set yourself a high standard and people think you're always going to fight that standard. But like I said, styles make fights and, going to America for the first time, fight a new weight for the first time and winning. That's all that matters, the win. I predicted it would be quite an ugly fight. And it was pretty ugly, I was not one that I would be completely rerunning over and over again and say, look at this fight, because it was a horrible fight. But sometimes you have to show a lot more than just your skill and your speed. My heart, I had to show up the heart of a champion. I showed my chin. It caught me in the first round. Fair enough. Let me down a bit there, didn't it? Especially with Kessler. I don't know. It's funny how it works out, man. But yeah, it's just like really happy. Just gonna have a relax. Go away for a break and then weigh up my options.
Now, as you say, you've got options to weigh up, lots of options, because you're still universally recognised the undisputed champion at super middleweight, now the world's #1 at light heavyweight. What are the options that lay before you, and which direction do you think you're going to go?
Like I said, I'm not sure at the moment. It's fantastic to be the ring champion, prestigious ring champion at 2 different weights. I'm not sure if any fighter's ever done that. So it's brilliant, still champion at super middleweight as well. I can still make the weight. It's not a problem. I came in 2 pounds under the light heavyweight division. So maybe I'll go back down. I'll fight better at super middleweight. Maybe it's good for me to start that bit to make the weight. Maybe I was just too comfortable making light heavy. I'm not sure. But the options there. I'm only interested in the fighting big fights.
And wouldn't get much bigger than Roy Jones Jr. You called his name out immediately after the ring. He was very respectful after the victory. How much would it mean to you to fight somebody of that stature, Roy Jones Jr.?
Yeah, well, Roy Jones is a legend, isn't he? At the end of the day,
people might say, yeah, you know, you're fighting somebody old, you know, somebody who has been. But hey, listen, you know, the guy's a legend. And I've fought the up-and-coming younger fighters. In my last few fights, I fought Lacey. You know, I fought Kessler. 2 guys who a lot of people thought were going to beat me. So why can't I be the young guy in a fight? You know, so I was against Hopkins. And that's not what it has been. Hopkins only just come off a win off Winky Wright. He beat Tarver not long ago. You know, so it's not some guy, you know, that can't fight anymore. And he proved his worth and gave me a really tough fight. And Jones can still fight. Okay, he had 2, you know, defeats, but he come back with a good win against Felix Trinidad. He still looked very sharp, and I'm sure it would be a tough fight if I fought Jones. So he's one option. You know, nothing is certain. We'll have to, you know, like I said, when I come back from holiday, weigh up the options and go for the biggest fight. You know, but you know, if I is the fight that finishes off my career, a fight against a 4-weight world champion, that is a fantastic way to sort of end things.
And you are thinking only one more fight?
Yeah, I am. No, I'm thinking at the moment one more fight. Yeah, one more fight. I should stick with it because, you know, there's always a temptation to be greedy and keep going too long. And at the end of the day, you know, what I've achieved in boxing, I'm tremendously proud. And, you know, I want to be one of the few fighters that manages to call it a day at the right time, you know, and undefeated. That means a lot to me, you know. It means a lot to every fighter. But not every fighter gets the opportunity to say undefeated because they get beat. You know, so I fought all the best I could box in my 11th year now as a world champion. I've done the American thing. I've gone out there. You know, I beat the top guy at the new weight, set myself, come through it. Okay, hard, but come through it. And I think one more, and that's going to be it for me.